We are ready. Morning, my name is Gary Dudley. I'm with Liberty University, class HIWD 375. This is the Korea and Vietnam War class, and I'm here with Mr. Gene Pope of Ridgely, Tennessee, and he's a local resident and a Vietnam War veteran. Mr. Pope, thank you for allowing me to do this.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome.
First of all, I'm going to ask you a series of questions and just answer them to the best of your ability. Answer them to whatever in depth you want to answer them. If you don't need to talk about anything in particular, don't. And just
no war stories.
No, well, you can do some war stories, but not don't go too in if you don't have to. These just be some simple questions, okay, and maybe some follow-up questions that I'll ask you, but basically just a few. First of all, what branch did you serve in?
Not Army.
Army, okay. And you said you were with the 75th?
75th Airborne Rangers.
75th Airborne Rangers, okay. What years were you in Vietnam?
68, 69.
And did you just do one tour, or?
Yeah, I got shot and they sent me back, and unlike it is today, if you spend, your wound causes you to spend more than 3 months to recuperate, you're out.
Okay.
So that's why I got out.
Okay, okay. Okay, now, did you volunteer? Or
oh yeah, I was already, yeah.
You volunteered, okay. How old were you?
18.
18, okay. What was the, I've read that the youngest age was around 19, yeah. So is that what the age of most of the guys you were with?
Most of the guys I was with was 18, 19, maybe 20. Just turned 20, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. We had one man that was older, but he had already been in the service 10, 15 years. He was an exception.
Did you have a primary MOS? What was your job?
My primary MOS was a 91 P2Y, which meant that I was an airborne X-ray technician.
An X-ray technician.
That's what it boiled down to, but
didn't touch an X-ray machine the entire time you were over it, did you?
No, when I got there, I told them they was going to send me to the hospital, and I told them, nope, I said, I got my other MOSs, and I said, I didn't come in here. I said, I volunteered, and I said, y'all promised me I could have an airborne unit, and I said, I want it. So they sent me all the way from Da Nang, all the way to Quang Tri, which was all the way up north. And I got up north, and I said to myself, boy, you are some kind of stupid.
What's some of the other MOSs you had?
Well, I was a Pathfinder. I had a Pathfinder MOS, had an infantry MOS, and what was the other one? I had 3 plus the primary. Now, I done forgot what the other one was. I never did use it anyhow.
Okay, so you said you were with the 75th Airborne Rangers. Mm-hmm. Were they assigned to a particular division, or
we were assigned to the 1st of the 5th Mech in Quang Tri.
Okay. Okay. What major actions, which I know you can't talk about a lot of them, but what major actions did your unit, was your unit involved in?
My unit wasn't involved per se in major actions. We were more of a search, intelligence, destroy, because there's only 5 to 6 of us on the team, and they just took us out to an AO, dropped us off, we did our mission, and then we were extracted.
So y'all were more of a G2?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We just weren't any major.
Yeah, you weren't in any major conflicts. You just did a lot of the.
Now we was, like in the Tet Offensive. Mm-hmm. We were on the fringes of the Tet Offensive. And stuff like that. We were, like I said, just mainly on the fringes of it. Mm-hmm. But we had our own special missions that we had to take care of.
But you did particular special missions, and a lot of it circled around G2 intelligence. Okay. What did you and your fellow soldiers really understand the mission of Vietnam to be?
Our conception of Vietnam was that we were there not to win a war or a conflict, whatever you want to call it, but we were there just as a buffer for the communists in America. We weren't there to actually win it. We was there And now I can't speak for the boys in the Delta or the Highlands, I can't speak for them, but our teams, we kind of knew was just there for a buffer zone.
Now, I know a lot of soldiers didn't at the time. I know I've been in conflicts where I didn't. But did you and the people that you were with feel that the powers to be, the government, the politicians, and those in command really allowed the units in Vietnam to really do their mission?
No. That's why we knew that we weren't there to win. General Westmoreland, he let us, because like I said, we're just a small unit. He gave us our mission, and we did it. All right. We had the same mission when General Abrams took over. But General Abrams, he wanted you to get permission before you did some of the things that General Westmoreland just let go.
Just kind of allowed.
Yeah. And now Westmoreland, we thought that Westmoreland was the better general.
Yeah. Because
he just said, here's the troops. These men know what they're doing. This is their mission. Leave them alone. Let them do their mission. Abrams, he wanted to go through chain of command and everything else. And that takes up a whole lot of time.
Yeah, that does. And I will agree. You said you were shot.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you shot at?
I got shot in the arm and the leg.
Arm and the
left
leg.
Left arm.
So you spent some time in the field hospital, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, they took me to the MASH, and I spent about 3 days in MASH, and then they sent me to the 106 in Japan. And then they sent me on my dream sheet, where you asked where you want to go, you know. Well, I was Army, but I wanted to go to the Navy, Millington. And so I put Millington on there. I said, they're not going to give it to me, they sent me to Fort Campbell, but I'm asking for Millington. So I did, and they did send me to Millington.
Okay.
So that's where they booted me out.
Okay. How long did you spend in the hospital before they shipped you out?
You mean the 106 or Millington?
At the 106.
At the 106, I stayed there about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
And they did another little surgery on my arm, then they sent me to Millington.
Okay. So most of those units, the MASH units, you were only there for a short time.
Yeah, you was just there. Basically, all they did was fancy first aid.
Yeah.
And then they shipped you out to 106 in Japan. And now I don't know where the name of the town was, Yakomoko or something like that. But anyhow, from my room, you could see Mount Fuji.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
So I got to see Mount Fuji.
At least you got a good view. Let's say now when you served, the term PTSD wasn't really a term. It was combat fatigue and some other shell shock and whatever else they've used over the years. And we know that many veterans from pretty much every conflict, especially Vietnam, really suffer from it. How do you feel that your participation in Vietnam impacted your life?
Well, it gave me a whole different outlook on life, really. When you see some of the things that you see in combat, you really realize that life is precious, but it's got an end to it. And no matter how the end comes, you're going to have to learn to accept it, because your end hadn't got here yet. So you just say, I am sorry. I love the old boy. He loved me. But my life's not over yet. And then when you get back out on the block, you see a friend of yours that dies a natural death or whatever. You say, I love the old boy. He loved me, but life goes on.
Yeah.
You feel a hurt and a pain,
right, but
you don't dwell on it. You know, before I went into service, when somebody died, I'd think about it. Man, I hate he died. I liked him. Now I won't ever get to see him again. I won't get to shoot a game of pool with him. I won't, But now they're dead. I hope and pray to God they're saved and going to heaven.
Right.
But that's between them and God. I don't know.
Right.
So you just look at him and say, I'm sorry you're gone.
Yeah.
Now that's the outlook I came back with.
Yeah.
Because you can't change it.
Right.
So just learn to live with it.
Right.
That's why I had an old DI he told me something, told us all something, and it's always stuck with me. He'd look at us, he'd say, Pope, it's all mind over matter.
Yeah.
I don't mind and you don't matter.
Yeah. I've heard that. Now with PTSD, which I have been told I have moderate from my deployments and such. They tell me I handle it well, but they tell me I haven't. Do you feel that PTSD is a major issue that many don't understand?
Oh yeah.
Vietnam veterans?
Yeah, that's just like right now. I don't say that I have it, but right now it's 50 years later. I've gone to 50-year reunion and everything. Sometimes I can get a whiff of something, and it'll set me right back over there, and I can see the same thing that happened on a certain day.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10 when it happens, it's something that I have stashed in my mind, but I've got it pushed so far back, I didn't want to remember it.
Right.
But that odor or something just happened, and bam, there I am. And yeah, people cannot understand what combat does to a person, male or female, don't make any difference.
Right.
If you're in the Army stateside, go to Germany somewhere like that, and you never see combat, and you've got a twin, and you go to combat, you are totally different when you come back, because you have seen things that they haven't. They've seen things you haven't, but what you've seen messes with your mind. I mean, it does. Because people, they'll look at you just like you died. They'll look at you and say, well, I thought Gene was a real good friend of his. But it don't seem to be bothering Gene.
Yeah.
Why ain't it bothering Gene? They were so close when they were, well, it is bothering Gene, but Gene is keeping it in.
Right.
He's not letting it out because you're Army, you're Navy, you're Air Force, you're a man, you're a soldier, you're a veteran.
You're taught to keep that in.
You don't show your weakness. You show your weakness, you're already beat.
Right.
So, you hold it in. Well, you hold it in, then you start getting affected. Every once in a while you've got to let it out somehow. If it's nothing but just walking out in the middle of the street and hollering, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say it's a condition that you cannot understand. I don't care how intelligent you are out here, that you cannot understand it as a doctor or anything else unless you've been to where it happens. If you've been in the service and you've seen what you've seen, I've seen, and other service guys seen, then you can say, yeah, I can talk to you about it.
Yeah. But
I can sit here and talk to anybody you want to about it. They cannot understand it.
Right.
They cannot understand. And I know it's not supposed to be gory or anything, but this is just plain and simple.
Right.
You can take a man or a young person that has never seen anybody get killed. You cannot explain to them the feeling to be sitting right here and talking to you and look back and turn around and half your head's gone.
And they're gone, yeah.
They cannot understand that. You have to visualize that there.
Right.
And then you don't want to see it anymore.
Right.
But you do. Right. So you can't, to me, yeah, it's a big problem. And they're going to have people that's been there to take care of people that's got it.
Right. So on that effect, and I know I feel this way, do you feel the VA is really doing enough to combat, especially?
I honestly will tell you the truth about the VA. I've never had any problems with the VA because I've never been to them very much. But I've talked to other veterans, and I don't think that the VA does the veteran, on the whole, right to start with anything that got wrong with him. Because the VA has got to be where it is too big a machine, that they have lost the compassion that they started out with.
Yeah.
Now it's just a meal. I go to work, I get my money. I go to work, I get my money. This guy's hurting, okay, give him a shot of something. There's no compassion, no understanding, no nothing. It's just a government entity that's got too big for itself. and they don't have any controls, and the veteran is the one that's paying for it.
Right.
Now, that's my part of the VA.
Well, yeah, I'll pretty much agree with that. I mean, I think they've gotten too big. I think government has gotten too involved.
But now, to me, the VA, like I said, to me, I've never had any trouble with them, but I've talked to other guys that have, and when I go to the VA, most of the time mine is just a minor thing.
Right.
You know, my leg is hurting or something like it. But the guys that are there for extended periods of time, they've got some horrific war stories from the VA.
Right.
I mean, you know, so yeah, I think the VA is not doing what they could because they're not equipped to, because they don't go out and get the people that can do it.
Right.
They just take, I'm going to be a doctor. I can do an internship in the VA. And I have no compassion for you. I don't have any compassion for you. I just want to get through my internship.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't think the VA is doing nowhere near what they could.
I kind of agree. All right, well, Mr. Pope, I'd like to thank you again for the time to allow me to ask you some questions about your time in Vietnam. And on behalf of myself and fellow vets, I'd like to say something that many Vietnam vets don't get to hear, and I always try to do, and welcome home. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Again, this is Gary Dudley with Liberty University Online. Stay classy, America.